Hello, it is Cindy Walter, and I am calling myself the Healthy Knitter. And this is episode 1. I am giving this podcast thing a try after years and years of contemplating it. I call myself the Healthy Knitter because I have a home based business where I've been a health and wellness coach for the past 12 years and sell health and wellness products to help people lose weight, have more energy. People that work out like me, I'm a former marathon runner, fitness instructor, certified to teach yoga, Pilates, uh, group classes, all of that. And love the products that I've been working with these last 12 years. And I coach my clients on overall health. So we talk about the importance of hydration every day, the importance of nutrition, the importance of sleep, and the importance of minimizing stress in our lives. Enter in knitting. So, a couple of the things that I teach and preach on when it comes to stress is everyone has it. And there's just no getting around it. What's going on in the world is stressful. Politics are stressful. Sometimes, even though we might have great family lives and home lives, it can be stressful trying to manage and juggle a home, work, children, husband, all of that. So, stress is inevitable. So, I have really found some things that have helped me through the menopause journey and really just counteracting the daily stresses. And one of them is yoga. I love me some yoga. And my oldest daughter is a phenomenal yoga teacher. She was certified first. I drug her to her first class, by the way. She got certified in college. And when the pandemic hit, she partnered with an amazing teacher, Erica, that is in Hawaii with her yoga school. And they did their first online certification. And my next daughter and I participated in that with several of my friends and got our 200-hour certification. And then I went on and got my 500-hour. So two of my three daughters are phenomenal yoga instructors. So it's part of our world and life, and I don't do it enough. But it is something that really can help with stress, as well as prayer, meditation, being out in nature. I am someone that gets outside every day I possibly can. I live in rural country, Ohio. On a clear day back there, it's pretty bright today. You'll see horse and buggies going by my home in rural northeastern Ohio. But I am outside as much as possible and was running for many, many, many years. I am dealing with a nagging injury that keeps plaguing me. So I've taken to rucking with a backpack and weights in it, and I've been doing that. But being out in nature just does something for stress for me. It brings me closer to God, it brings me peace. Gratitude. When I'm out in nature, I just think about all things that I'm grateful for, and I love it. And I want to talk about knitting. So I want to just share with you a story, and I'll bring the sweater on another day. But when I was 21 years old, I was asked to be part of a group I had performed in called. It was for the USO. It was for the Department of Defense, and it was a USO troop. And we sang and danced. We had a whole like hour and a half concert that we would perform for military bases. And I got asked to travel overseas, and I was asked to be the business manager for our group of 6 girls that became, the best of friends. And it was the most amazing experience. And we started off in Iceland. So my very first experience was at a base, military base in Reykjavik, Iceland. And when we weren't performing, usually whoever I was dealing with from each military base would help us sightsee and see the sights of the areas. And I got to go downtown and shop with my girls, and I bought my very first Icelandic sweater. And that was it for me. Once I got that Icelandic sweater in my hand, I still have it. So I'm 56 now. I've had it for a long, long time. I decided one day I'm going to learn how to knit. It was just so beautiful. It's like a jacket. And so a couple years later, got married, and lived in New Hampshire. And one of my girlfriends, I was telling her this story. I showed her my sweater. She said, I know how to make them. I couldn't believe it. So there were three of us girls that when our husbands traveled, we would get together for knit nights and we'd have a glass of wine and we would knit. And that was my very first knitting project was a Icelandic wool sweater, a Lopi sweater. And I've made a few since then. And then fast forward, I had four children. So I got very into knitting. I crocheted also when I started dating my husband. He was big into sports. I did not grow up in a sports family or anything like that. And I needed a hobby. I can't sit still. I don't do well sitting still watching TV. It's just not for me. Those of you that knit, you get me. So I don't know how I figured out, no one showed me, no one taught me. I got this shell pattern for a blanket for crocheting, and I whipped out shell blanket after shell blanket with this beautiful pattern on it, a striped blanket. And that's what that I did first. And then I learned this knitting on these Lopi beautiful wool sweaters, and I made a few of those. And then I started having babies. And I know a lot of you can probably relate to that. And I had four kids in 7 years and pretty much gave up all of my crafting during that time except scrapbooking. So I was into knitting and crocheting and painting and pen and ink, and I did dried floral arranging. And I had people cutting wood out, and I would make Christmas ornaments. And I painted on slate these beautiful Santas and snowmen. Crafting is just something that lights me up. I love making things. And I love gifting things that are handmade. I love receiving things that are handmade too. I just love when people put time and effort into things, it's just very exciting to me. But when I got so busy with four kids in 7 years, I had to let go of a lot of those hobbies because I just didn't have time for them. And I was in the perfect place at that perfect season of my life. And being a mom is my greatest joy. I absolutely am in love with my four adult children now from 22 to 29, and I would not change a thing. Being there for every moment of their life is why I work from home. And it's why I got into the network marketing industry to begin with, so that I could be home with them. But when the last one left, I'm telling you, did it hit me hard? Any of you going through it? I can attest. Wow, wow, wow. Not used to a quiet house. I was not only used to a lot of kids being around, but their friends also. And so when my baby left the nest, it was just pretty traumatic. I could cry just talking about it, to be honest. Ah! So I got back to my hobbies. Didn't plan on doing this. Sorry. Got back to my hobbies and things that brought me joy. So gardening was another big one that I love my flowers, love to garden. I haven't gotten back into vegetable gardening yet, but that might happen next year. But getting really back into my flowers and bringing fresh cut flowers in all the time and back to my knitting. And so I did knit this, and this is a project gone bad, to be quite honest with you. And I'm going to show you because I think you need to see the good, the bad, and the ugly. It was supposed to be this cute little percussion tee. Look how cute and petite and feminine that looks on her. Wait till you see mine. Now the color is stunning. Color is stunning. Wait till you see this. And the funny story on this big, huge thing is that yeah, I do not call myself an advanced knitter. So those of you that think you're following an expert, I'm not an expert. I am a student, and I will teach you things that I've learned along the way. And I will laugh at my mistakes too. And I'm not getting rid of this mistake. But the funniest thing is it did not call for a crochet top here or here or, oh no, I didn't crochet the bottom. The bottom was okay. But when I put this baby on and I tried it on for the first time in my local yarn shop, it fell off my shoulders. I went like this and it just shimmied right off my shoulders. And we all died laughing. And I'm like, I am not frogging this project. I love the yarn. There's no mistakes in it. It's beautiful. It just stretched out so much. I used the yarn that it was called for. I have no idea. I'm not a great gauger. So if you want to scold me, I know. I've never ever been taught to gauge. I'm actually afraid of it, and I will learn it. I promise. If one of you kind people want to teach me, that'd be great. But I've never done that. And so I was shocked that it just blew up and fell off me. So then I decided rather than frogging it, I'm going to crochet a border to see if that worked, and it fixed the problem. And honestly, I think it's cute. It's oversized. It's not what I wanted at all, but it's cute. It's cute. It's kind of a low back. It's cute, and I love the color so much, and I love the fabric. So I didn't frog it. Maybe one day I will, but I'm happy with it. But anyway, project gone bad, and then since then I've really gotten a little smarter with what I'm working on, and right now I am doing. One of my good girlfriends gave me a gift card to the Woolly Thistle, and I've never heard of them before. And so I bought the pattern, her vanilla sweater, and I bought some beautiful red yarn, and I'm working on this project right now. Let's see if I can give you a good. I'm working on the body now. So I've done the neck, and I'll be coming back to do the sleeves at the end, but this is working up beautifully, and I think the size is going to be just fine. And I'll share with you the links and everything below, but I am just excited to be here with you. And I'm not going to do a traditional knitting podcast where I show you my finished objects, and my works in progress, like a traditional one. I love them. There's so many amazing ones out there. And honestly, when I'm knitting, that's what I do. I follow you. I want this to be a little bit different. So I'm going to talk about why I love knitting so much. And for me, it's the stress reliever. And I'm sure many of you can attest and know that this is something that is good for you. And I want to be around other knitters. I live in a very rural area. And I would love to be part of any online groups. If you know of any groups that meet via Zoom, please let me know that. I have two yarn shops that are about 30 minutes away from me, each in opposite directions, that I frequent and go to visit. But I just love the community and want more of it in my life because it brings me such joy. And I want to just share tips as I go through the process with you. I'm getting ready to go on a yarn crawl, and I'm so excited. It's my first one. I've got my little book. It's a called Yarn Discovery Tour. My little book, my little passport book, my first tour that I'm actually going on. I participated in one real local one that I just went to two shops, but I think I'm visiting six shops out of here. And I'm looking for yarn for the petite knit no frills sweater. So I'm not going to make it in cream though. I'm going to look for a different color for that. I am really excited, but yet terrified to do the big cozy cardi. I follow Andrea Lowry and just absolutely love her designs. I've made a couple of her cowls and absolutely love them. And I have a couple of her patterns that I haven't done yet. I did her weekender and absolutely love that. That's a keeper. But this one I'm gonna do in this color. I am so excited about the champagne cardigan in petite knit. So that's the yarn that I'll be looking for when I go shopping for this yarn crawl. But I will be back with more podcasts, and I'm going to really just try to do something a little bit different here and want to really educate people on the benefits of knitting for you mentally. I just think it is such a great stress reliever. And so I'm kind of focusing my efforts in that direction. So I'll try to give tips on different things I do. I still do some crocheting too. I found this cute thing. This is a funny story. I was on Instagram. You know, once you start following people and doing podcasts and things like that, everything starts popping up in your news feed. So I see all these great knitting podcasts on YouTube and all these great knitters, crocheters on Instagram and the different platforms. So this project kept coming up, and it's a purse, and this actually has handles on it, and it's tied with a cute scarf. And I saw it and I thought, oh, I hope my girls don't watch this, but I have three daughters, and I thought this would be such a cute Christmas present for them. So I bought four, one for me and three for them. And I am on my fourth one. So they've whipped up pretty easily, and they're just adorable. They have wooden handles, the scarves, and they're just going to be great gifts. And I thought I'd fill them with some presents for them. But anyway, I ordered them, and I've been known to do that a time or two on Instagram, and I've been scammed before. So this time I was like tracking it, watching it, and it was shipped from China. And I watched the whole process. It took about 2 weeks to come to me. And I have to tell you, super, super impressed. The company is called Crochet Park. Crochet Park. And let's see if I can show you the finished version of it. Oh, it's teeny tiny. You probably won't even be able to see it, but that is the finished project, and it's a good size bag. You see that? So that's what I'm finishing up to. And then I've got a couple other works in progress. I've got two pairs of socks I'm working on as well, that I am behind the eight ball on for sure. One of them is this pretty green color, and it will take me no time to finish this. I just need to finish it. And that's a new pattern. That is DK Weight Vanilla Socks by Kay Litton. So I'm working on that. And then I've got a teeny tiny pair. The yarn is delightful, but it's super, super small. And therefore, it's been kind of put on the back burner because it's taking forever. And I've got so many projects I'm working on. But this is Vanilla Socks on 9-inch circular needles by Kay Litton as well. So that is what I'm working on. Oh, and then I have a real funny one to share with you, and then I'll stop for today. Oh boy, this is funny. All right. So I decided I wanted to make a tank top that I could wear yet in the warm. Summer's almost over here. We're kind of in fall, but it's hot still. And then I thought I could wear this underneath maybe a blazer in the winter. So I could still get more wear out of it. And it's this beautiful, let me get out of the picture, uh, vest. And it has a cable right down the middle of it. And it's called Other Loops Twist Loop Top. And I am taking this to the knit shop to get some help today, ladies, because it looks like it would fit a Barbie doll. This is supposed to fit me. This is the back of it. I know you can laugh hysterically. Now, I can stretch it out. So I know it looks ridiculous, but I can stretch it out, but it looks a little small. So I know I'm going to get scolded for not swatching and doing all that. I know I've got to figure that out. That'll be my goal, is to get good at that and maybe someday be able to teach others to do the same thing. But I know I'm not alone. I've never been taught it. I've just always and I knit very, very evenly. So I'm sure I could figure this out easy enough. But anyway, so that's a project I'm going to fix today. I'm heading to one of my favorite yarn shops for some help today. But I am excited to be here with you. Please subscribe to this, like this, and come back. My hope is to do this weekly. So if I can get some traction with this, I'd love to do this weekly. I would love to be able to share links with you and ideas with you, and all kinds of things, and maybe do some prizes and fun things along the way. So thank you for tuning in. Have a great day. And I'm excited to get to spend more time knitting and being healthy with you.